Hi guys, Robby46 here, welcome yourselves to TT Isle of Man, right on the edge. Today we're continuing with career mode, and we've got another event we can choose, and that will mean that we've got 3 going on the calendar at the moment. It's another super sport race. We haven't got enough money to buy a new bike yet, so let's go start this one with our Kawasaki. Okay, so this one, Northern Ireland. Now this is quite a long circuit. I did do a couple of laps in time trial just to learn the layout. I'm still not 100% sure where it's going, so this first lap's not going to be that quick, I don't think. But we'll see how we go. I'm sure lap by lap we'll be getting quicker and quicker. You get very tentative around there. Just don't want to end up crashing. Make sure you get a good run, learning the layout of the circuit, and of course it is quite a long circuit to learn as well. But this circuit is nowhere near as long as the full Isle of Man TT circuit. That is going to take some learning. I am looking forward to going around there. I think definitely go around it first on a super sport and then a super bike. Use a super sport just to learn the tracks. Try and learn them. So far this lap is going okay. We are doing alright. There are a few corners where I could definitely go quicker around. There's a castle in the distance over there, but we don't want to get too distracted by history as we're busy racing. Ooh, that was a big bump there. Okay. Loads of flowers everywhere in the bushes. A load of houses. I'm assuming they're houses. Yeah, they look like houses. Hairpin. Could go a bit later on the brakes next time. Out we come. We've got a very long left. Go too crazy. Because if we go too mad, we might end up going over a fence and drop kicking a cow. We don't want to be doing that. Okay, so this corner is actually a lot tighter than it looks on the map. It doesn't actually look too tight on the map, but when you come up to it, it is pretty damn tight. Uphill. See, we still haven't done a whole lap yet, and we're already over 3 minutes, so it is a fairly long lap. Another slow corner coming up. Through there, out we come. There is the start finish line, so that is going to be a lap done. 3 minutes 44. Ooh! Didn't realise there was a jump there. So now we're picking up speed. Don't want to go too crazy again. Another bump. The sensation of speed on this game is really awesome. When you get going, you certainly know about it. So you got that wind noise as well, which helps. You got the bugs splattering on your screen. So whilst we are going around the Northern Ireland circuit, let's talk about the game. So this game has split people's opinions pretty much right down the middle. So people are either loving it or people are hating it. Now, personally, I'm enjoying it. Yeah, there are some problems with it that could be done with fixing, but no bike game at the moment is perfect. So there may be people sat on the fence which are thinking, do I buy this game or do I not? Reading different people's opinions. Half people saying, yeah, get it. Half people saying, no, don't. It's a waste of money. It's a bit of a difficult one, because if you go in and buy this game and go into it thinking you're going to play it like Ride, then you are not going to get on with it. You have to take a completely different approach to it, because it doesn't feel anything like Ride. Now, I love Ride 2. People keep asking me, do I prefer this or Ride 2? Personally, I prefer Ride 2, but I'm still enjoying this game. The thing with Ride 2 is that the bikes do feel stable, and you can slam on the brakes and get away with it pretty much all the time. And I mean, to put it in perspective, Ride 2 is a lot easier than this. With this game, you have to be very patient. You have to put in the time to learn how the game feels to begin with, because it is completely different. I mean, the thing with Ride 2 and MotoGP 17, they do feel very similar, so you haven't really got to put in too much time to learn how each game feels. But this one, obviously, completely different developer, and they've gone a slightly different way about things, and yeah, it does feel a lot different. Third person, for me, doesn't feel good at all. I don't like using third person on this game, which is really weird, because in other bike games I much prefer using third person, because I like seeing the rider and that. I like seeing him leant over, getting his knee down and stuff. Especially in Ride 2, create your own unique riding style as well. It's nice to see that when you're using it. But on this, I do not like the third person camera view at all. It feels really, really weird. It's hard to explain, but yeah, it just doesn't feel right. The rider shifts about like he's been lubed up with oil or something. He's just sliding around all over the seat. And yeah, it doesn't look that great with him twitching everywhere. But when you put it in first person, the game completely changes for me personally. It feels so much better. The bike actually feels properly connected to the ground, and you can make the little tweaks that you need to in a corner and judge corners a lot better than in third person. It just feels so much more natural in first person. So for people that have played it and don't like it, and you've only used third person, I would suggest go back and just do a few laps in time attack in first person, and I'm sure you'll much prefer first person. Like I said, it all comes down to personal preference and personal opinion. I personally like the game. Yeah, there are some things, like I said, that could do with tweaking. The physics could do with tweaking. Especially going over jumps and that still. I mean, the thing is, the jumps in Ride 2 don't feel that great, because sometimes you go over a jump and your bike just snaps sideways and you crash, and sometimes you can go over them absolutely fine. In this, it's a bit of a gamble sometimes. It's a bit of a lottery whether you get over it in one piece or not. That's why when I come up to a jump that I've had a lot of crashes at, I will slow right down just to make sure I get over it without crashing. But yeah, if you are going to get this game and you go to play it like you would Ride 2, you're not going to get on with that at all. So you need, like myself, I had to take a completely new approach to it. Even though I've played the road racing tracks on Ride 2, the trouble I had with Ride 2 is that on the road racing tracks I would try and attack him like I would a short circuit and just try and go flat out everywhere. And it worked to a degree, but I did used to make quite a lot of mistakes. On this, I've completely changed my approach. I don't go completely balls out straight away. I'll go, you know, a bit tentative, especially around the first lap, and just learn the way the circuit goes, try and learn where the bumps and the jumps are, and then just speed up gradually. Same thing with the throttle and the brakes, especially when you've got the assists turned off. You can't just slam on the brakes, especially if you're slightly leant over, because you will crash. You have to gradually put them on. Same with the throttle. If you're going around a corner completely leant over, you can't just bang it on, otherwise your rear will just come around and you end up crashing. So it definitely gets a bit getting used to, and you have to be careful with it. But when you do nail corners and nail some clean laps together, it is very satisfying. So yeah, if you're not sure about whether you're going to buy this game or not, it is hard for me to tell you what you should do. The only thing I can say is that you're going to have to make up your own mind, which is going to be very difficult with a lot of people saying it's good, a lot of people saying it's bad. So yeah, it's up to you. You might want to wait for it to come down in price, or wait for some updates to tweak the gameplay. We are getting free DLC in May, which is going to be sidecars. So we are getting sidecars completely free in May, which is going to be pretty awesome. That's going to be interesting to see how they feel. But yeah, you're just going to have to make it your own mind, guys. I can't make it for you. Like I said, it does take some getting used to. I mean, as you saw from my first playing first impressions video, I was crashing a hell of a lot, and that was only a small snippet that I showed you guys. I spent over an hour going around that circuit trying to do some clean laps. So it takes time. You got to be patient. But if you do decide to play it and you don't like third person, because I'm pretty sure that, well, there are some people that like third person, but it doesn't feel as good as Ride in third person. But yeah, stick it in first person, and you'll get on with it a lot better, I'm sure. So we actually won in our group by 1 minute 45 seconds. Now that may seem a lot, however, I'm pretty sure that's not how much we won by overall, because we were only in a group of 5. No, we only won by 7.3 seconds, so that's a lot closer than what it looked like. However, the AI is on the hardest difficulty, and I do think they could be done with tweaking as well to make it a bit more difficult to beat, because I did manage to just beat him at a track that I don't really know very well. So yeah, AI it's weird, because in like every single bike game, the AI need to be harder. They need to make the AI harder in bike games. I don't know why they struggled to make them really competitive, but yeah, it's I mean, it's something I put in my wish list for Ride 3. So who knows? Hopefully we'll get an announcement about Ride 3 at some point, because I did actually send a link of the video to Milestone on Twitter and got a winky face emoji sent back to me from them. So I think they are working on it. It's just going to be, when are they going to announce it? Obviously they've just released Gravel as well, so maybe sometime soon we're going to see something. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure they did just want to get Gravel out, and yeah, so hopefully soon. Okay, so we're going to go on to the next race now, which is at Herefordshire. And that's not as long a circuit as the last one, but let's see how we get on with this one. Okay, let's see how we go. So once I've got enough money, I will buy a new super sport bike, and then I think I'll start saving for a super bike. Hopefully we will get to do the TT at some point soon. Maybe a section of it first before we go completely mad and do the whole thing. Or I might just go and try it in time trial. I did actually try the Norton in time trial, and I have to say it felt pretty good. It felt a lot more weighty than the Super Sport. It felt heavier. and the brakes felt a lot better to a point where you could put them on and they didn't feel like they were going to lock up as bad as the Supersport brakes do. We just completely fucked that corner up. So yeah, I think, I don't know, I actually thought that the Superbike, well, the Norton anyway, felt easier than the Supersport, but I'm sure that will change when we actually get on a different Superbike. Because we got the Suter MMX 500 in here as well, the 2-stroke 500. You may remember I'd done a video on that on Ride 2. And it was an okay bike. I hated the colour scheme on Ride 2 because the colour scheme just reminded me of smoky bacon crisps for some reason. Just a weird colour scheme. Colour scheme in this is a lot better for it, so I will try that out at some point. But yeah, it's all going to be down to money. I'm sure like the more fans we get and the bigger the races we do, the more money we're going to get from the races. So fingers crossed we'll get enough money at some point to get a new bike. I mean, we're getting there. They are quite expensive, the bikes, but obviously they should be. But you just don't seem to get a hell of a lot of money to begin with for races. So I think maybe the game just wants to ease you into it, just get you used to one bike for a little bit, and then once you've got used to the game and you got enough money, you can go on to another bike and see. It's going to be interesting to see how another Supersport feels compared to the Kawasaki. I've got so used to the Kawasaki now, and I like the Kawasaki. It feels really good. I've had no problems with it whatsoever. Of course, yeah, I've had some crashes on it, but that's more down to me than the bike. It handles well. It's pretty quick. I did use the Yamaha in my first impressions video, and that felt okay, but I think that the Kawasaki feels better than the Yamaha. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to try next. I might go for a Triumph, just because I do like the Triumphs. So I might go for that next, when we got enough money anyway. I'm sure we've got to do a few more races still before we actually get enough money to buy a bike. But once we do, I will definitely buy a new one. Let's see how we get on with that. I'm not going to bother switching camera views. I'm going to stick with first person until, well, unless they actually bring out an update which does make it feel a lot better third person. I'm going to stick with first person just because it just feels so much better, and I feel a lot more comfortable with it. And I think you get a better sensation of speed with it as well. So we're on our final lap. We've had no major issues. Had a couple of small issues on the first lap, going over curbs and that. This is the first track I've actually seen curbs on it, rumble strips. I can see someone else on the map. I just glanced at the map, I've seen another dot, so I think we're actually catching someone. I don't think we're going to catch them because we are on the last lap and yeah, we're about halfway. So I don't think we're actually going to see them on track, but we are gaining on someone a little bit. So we must be going pretty quick. Like I said, the AI definitely need to be tweaked and made a bit more difficult. I haven't changed any of my settings whatsoever. All the assists are completely off, apart from traction control, which is on medium, and the difficulty level is on expert, which is the hardest difficulty setting. I'm not going to bother changing any of that because there's no point. As hard as it will go, apart from me turning traction control completely off, which then I'll probably end up in trees a lot more. I'm just going to keep it on as it is, because when we get on a superbike we're going to need a bit of traction control anyway. And here comes a line and we're going to finish the race. And have we won again? Okay, so in our group we won by 1:08 that time, but overall 7 seconds again. So a lot closer than what it actually looks like. Okay, so that is that one done. And that is pretty much it for this video, guys. So like I said, if you're thinking about getting the game and you're not entirely sure whether you're going to or not, like I said, it's going to be entirely down to you. You can watch as many videos as you want, but until you actually play the game and feel the game for yourself, yeah, you can't really make too much of a judgment on it. So yeah, like I said, it could do with some tweaks and some updates, and that hopefully we'll get at some point. We are getting sidecars in May as free DLC. And that is it from me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave this video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel for more content. And I shall see you guys in the next video. See you!